trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, 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 for the record.
Good morning. What's up, Reagan?
Good morning, McPadden. What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm just trying to show off my coffee.
Not even cool, buddy. What's going on, bro?
It's kind of cool.
So that, Justin's rubbing it in my face because I was about to get my coffee, but then, we had to be here. So he has a coffee. I don't. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
The magic of homemade coffee. You know what I mean?
It is delightful. What do you drink, man? What is your coffee? What is your Mojo that you drink in the morning?
Oh, bro. This is some real adult stuff, man. This is espresso and 8 o'clock coffee.
Wow.
Go figure. 8 o'clock, bro.
Is that's the mermaid logo, right? That's the Starbucks I'm looking at right now. The sirens. That's the sirens. Dude, do you know
the hard cups?
Do you know what I found out? I didn't know this. The mermaid tail, it's really not a mermaid. It's this type of mermaid. It's called the sirens, and they have two tails. I did not know that. I thought it was the tail flipped up, but they have two tails because they're the sirens. Because their voices are so beautiful and they're drawn in, and the pirates would be addicted to them and drawn into them, and that's what their logo is, man. What's going on?
And how was vacation?
Dude, vacation was really, really good. I am recharged, but at the same time exhausted from the trip. Dude, flew into Vegas, drove to California, did the Pacific Coast Highway. I saw some really, really, really cool stuff. Sites that are movie-esque. Like, I didn't even know some of this stuff existed. Shame on me for not knowing some of this beauty. I went to this place called Shark Fin Cove in California, which was off the Pacific Coast Highway. Like, went whitewater rafting with my family, with my wife and kids. Like, dude, it was such a good trip. And, while I was out there, and I know you and I spoke briefly, man, we think about all the stresses of the world and all the mundane stresses that hit us every day. And then you go out there and I went to Muir Woods and saw the huge red oaks and just all of the beauty of this country, brother. And then you just sit there and you realize, like, some of the problems that we think we have are, man, they really mean nothing in the game of life. They really don't.
I mean, they really don't. We were talking. We had a discussion yesterday about the things that we tend to be ungrateful for in this lifetime. Like, there's people going through worse stuff than what a lot of us are, man. And we can get one pebble thrown in our pathway and we can get thrown off real quick and be ungrateful when, there's people out here that are, suffering from cancer or, having heart attacks and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. And it's like, we got to take care of ourselves, man. That means in here and in here, we have to take care of ourselves,
I didn't listen, dude, for a long time. And then I would say for a very long time. And there's a few people that know about my journey of life. Like, I didn't believe in that stuff. Like, self-care, great. Like, healthcare, meaning like stay healthy, stay fit. Like, I got all that my whole life. Kind of let myself, I let myself go like other people do. You get complacent and lazy, and then you got to get back in shape and all that stuff. But I was never really that guy that when people said mental health, I was like, bah. Like, I really was, because we're from a generation, man, or at least I am, where you just suck it up. And you just shut up and you deal with it. It is what it is, and you deal with it. But you can only do that and put that under the carpet so much, dude, before you can snap, And I've had that moment to where I'm like, I need to really start worrying about self-care and self-preservation and just, look out for yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of others, man. So yeah, it's important, and I'm glad I got my vacation in. And I didn't go on any vacation last year, so I crammed like 2 years of everything into one trip, man. It was really awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that self-care is important, man. We could do all these things. What are we working for? What are we working up to? You know, are we not taking that vacation that we want to or that we need, and we're putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because work gets in the way of everything that we do in our lives? Or maybe it's spending time with your family and you keep putting that off and like, oh man, I'll do better. And that better never comes. Cause listen, I'm guilty of it too, man. Like I put all these things in the pathway of what I'm trying to do, and spend time with my family or go on vacation or doing some me time, like meditation is important, reading, having some readings, man, to help you fix this thing up here, because we can get wound up in our lives sometimes to where we get lost, in the mundane of life.
It's true. And I will tell you this, dude. I was a very conservative for a very long time in regards to how I spend my money, right? Very hold back and put away dude, for a long time, put away. And I would always say like, well, you never know what can happen type thing. And as of recently, and I just had this conversation with my best friend from high school the other day, Mike Keene, I'm done with that. I am so done with what if, because if you live that what if lifestyle, dude, it will drive you insane. I think Tim McGraw wrote a song about it, or some song about what if, I don't do what if. And I'm tired of like, well, what if this happens? Or what? You got to really, truly live life, dude. We're not going to hear be all philosophical or get emotional or try to be profound right now, but you really have to live life. And if you have those opportunities to get away and do something with your family, or go make a memory, or go make that purchase that you're like, I don't know if I should do that. Just do it, man. Just do it. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel good about yourself. And if it's a vacation for your family or an object or something, and I'm not saying go spend and be broke and be stupid and spend all your money. Be smart about it, but at the end of the day, go get that thing you wanted. Someone needs to hear this right. I know someone. I'm talking to somebody right now. Go get that thing you wanted, man, because tomorrow is not promised. It's not.
Or follow that dream. You know what I mean? Right. Make that decision to you got a decision to make that, it's either going to go with this or go with your passion, go with your passion, go with something that's going to make you happy. Don't sit here and live in the life of not happy. Like that's important. So
you and I are both great examples. And I know we're going to bring on our guest here in a minute, but we're great examples of, we thought we had to do something because that's what we knew how to do. We thought, right? Like we thought we knew that's how doesn't mean that's your thing. It doesn't. There's something out there that's going to give you that spark to keep going. This isn't bullshit, right? This isn't me and you talking or being happy and being a smoke and mirror show for the Mojo. This is real. You enjoy doing what you're doing right now, Justin. You enjoy the Hope Shot. You enjoy doing the live videos. You enjoy having conversations. You enjoy that, just like I enjoy that. And the marketing
aspect, coffee,
right, and coffee too. But in the business aspect of life, but if you feel like if you're going to your job and you're like, right before you walk in the office or before you're like, figure it out quickly, because you are going to drain yourself, man. You're going to drain yourself, and you got to keep that passion. Listen, life's going to hit you hard over and over and over and over again, but you got to stay passionate, or what's the point?
Yep, exactly. I'm going to say what's up to some people, and then we're going to introduce our guest, and everybody knows her, so it's not really introduction. It's bringing her on. So we got James Morris. Let's fucking freaking grow. I dropped an F-bomb. It's too early for this crap. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Just give me a moment. We got Angel Nally. We got Tiffany. How come she, what? Tiffany follows directions. She actually put in the thing and says that she gave permission to StreamYard. She registered the permission. Yep. I know it's retarded, but whatever. Yep. We got Amanda. We got Frank, man. Frank had, his freaking fireworks show was like,
Frank's on?
Yes. Frank! Yes, Frank, man. Listen, I'm a firework enthusiast too, and that dude knows how to freaking party. You know what I mean? With the fireworks. I
mean, listen. Frank's, when you think of that name, Frank, it's class. That's it. It's just class, right? He goes to the best barber. He has the best friends. It's Frank. Yeah, it's Frank. He's got the best suits. He's got the championship belt.
Yeah, Frank. I expect nothing less.
He's the man.
We got Angels and Sirens, Seducers of the Sea from the Starbucks deal, and we got Brandon Withers. Let's see. We got SJ. She's at the airport. Good morning to Lisa Hannon
Morning, Lisa.
Let's see. We got Jacqueline Jackie in here.
I would like to point something out really quick. A lot of the names and people that you're mentioning are brand ambassadors of one another. It's the people that always show up. I'm never going to stop this conversation. People always ask, why am I not involved? Why am I not there? Why are we not at these events? Why are we not? The people that you're mentioning are there. They show up, they watch, they listen, they pay attention. They're there. They're brand ambassadors of each other. They're brand ambassadors of this community. And that's why we will continue to shout their names from the rooftops. And it's not going to stop. And it's not a clique. It's not a little group. It's, you know what? It is a group. It's a group of people that became friends. And if you want to be a part of it, you have that opportunity. Justin, you said yourself, feel free to come on the show. I don't want the same people on here all the time. I don't want our group on here. I want new, fresh people. If you are in business, Tampa Bay, Newport Richey, Pasco County, Hernando County, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, I don't care what business you're in, fill out the form, fill out Justin's form for the Morning Mojo and get on here. We want to know who you are. We want to learn who you are, and we want to promote your business.
I'm actually going to throw it in there now. And then I'm going to bring on Jenny. So we have our special guest today. Hold on, let me see if I can get this thing. I can't get
Press
it.
Press the button. Bring on the guests.
So I'm going to, Jenny from Remax Advantage. Everybody knows her, Jen Verge. Boom, there she is.
There she is.
I was gonna put this on here, like gone on vacation, because you guys like made me all excited about like going somewhere and leaving and not working. So I think I'm just gonna go.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Just go now. Just go now. Do it. Just leave and go. Forget the show and go. Forget the show and go. Let me start off by saying this. I've known Verge now for quite some time. We've become friends, obviously, over the years. I consider Jen a good friend, confidant, person that just gets stuff done. I've said it a million times. I'll say it before. This is a person that if you give a task to, it just gets done. And not only does it get done, it gets done, and then it's told how to do it even better. And that's who this cat is right here.
Not always.
I mean, I think.
Actually, I learned some stuff yesterday. Give a shout out to Jacqueline Jackie for doing her photography class yesterday. She was giving us some really good tips, business tips on what's the best way to post photos on social media and all that kind of stuff. So there's always room for improvement.
Is that why James was on the ground like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured, you know.
For the audience that doesn't know, first of all, I became really cool with Jackie as of late. Like, she wanted to punch me in the nose for probably a year, but we became buddies.
Usually how it goes with
No, I'm just joking. I love Jackie. I've forever, because of how her name is on Facebook, I would always say Jacqueline Jackie or Jackie Jack. I keep screwing up her name the way it is. I'm like, I don't know what it is anymore. So she's just Jack to me. Just saying.
Yesterday, I introduced her as her actual name, and everybody was like, "Who is that?"
She's got her own brand identity, which is fantastic.
Yes, she
But
does.
no, she's been really great and a hell of a photographer. I know she's taking great pictures for a lot of people in our group, and I've seen great pictures that she's taken, and I've utilized her for clientele. So no, she's got a great eye. She's awesome. Good.
She is. She's really great.
Yep.
So thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being willing, you know. So what's going on with the real estate world? Like, what's new? What's, I have so many like things that like I want to talk about the real estate world that maybe, people don't understand. And maybe I'm just like young and dumb, or I'm not young, but
You're not young, dude. Let's stop with the young
Listen,
stuff.
you let me live my best life, bro. Okay?
Yeah. Actually, things have kind of calmed down just a little bit recently in the market. We're getting a lot of people that are trying to list their homes now. I think that there's a lot of people that are going, oh, wait a second, the market is shifting a little bit. Let's go ahead and put our house on the market. So if you sold your house within the past 6 months or a year, you guys are probably in the best, situation. I don't really think that the market is going to tank or crash, or prices are going to go significantly down ridiculously. But they're going to calm down a little bit. I mean, the value of your home within the past couple of years has skyrocketed over 50% here in Florida and different places. And I was reading that we're getting 845 new Florida residents every day, and it's estimated until April of 2025. So people are not stopping coming. So, but I know that with the mortgage rates and the interest rates kind of rising a little bit, there is a little bit more caution as far as the buyers go. There aren't 400 offers on one house as soon as you list it. Houses are staying on the market a few more days. You're seeing some price improvements or price drops because some people are trying to put their house up super high, hoping that someone will purchase it, and that's not happening. It's kind of the tides are changing.
But at the end of the day, like you said, still almost 1,000 people a day moving to Florida. If you're in the home service industry and so forth, like that's something you want to hear. If you're in real estate, that's something you want to hear. I don't care. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We're a peninsula, but we might as well be an island. We're treated differently. This is a different world here. When I was on vacation, you just have small talk with people wherever you are. They're like, "Where are you from?" In Florida, every single person said, "Oh, the Free State."
Lucky.
Every single person I talked to said, "Oh, the Free State." And it was a lot of people like, at the pool, just in line, hanging out, whatever. They're like, "Wow, man, we see what you guys do. And we see why people are moving to Florida." And like, wow. And like DeSantis and this and that. It's so funny to see other people's perspectives in the world. It's not just on social media, but talking to people in person,
Well, it makes me feel a little bit better that we're not getting that negative connotation of like the Florida man. Like people actually are jealous of the fact that we live here. So that makes me feel a little bit better because we always seem like we're always the idiots of the United States.
We have Ron DeSantis, so that helps us a little bit,
Yeah, it does. It does help a lot.
Listen, we talk, we say we don't talk politics all the time, but let's just be frank. I don't care what party you're in, libertarian, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican. If you're a business owner, Ron DeSantis has helped you. End of story. Know which way about it. The way he governed this state while we were in bad times in COVID helped a lot of us become successful. So you can't really bash the guy at all in that perspective if you're a business owner.
Absolutely. I think that when COVID started and people were like, "Oh, are you taking time off or whatever?" There was no taking time off. Like we literally just kept working. We were essential workers and we kept doing our stuff, and he helped us do it as well. So I appreciate the fact that he didn't shut us down completely like many other states did.
There we go. Run for president.
I prefer him to govern our country, our state before the country. I need him here right now. That's where we are.
Really.
That was James Morris that put that, of course.
I thought it would have been Ron Smith.
Yeah, I know. I thought so too, and I had to check, and I was like, nope. Jenny, I bought a home in 2020. I think it was. Yeah, 2020. So I think it was August 2020. And our home has went up like just, I don't know what it was. Like almost double. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we hit it at the right time. But the one thing I didn't do, and I didn't know nothing about it, is like, and this is something that I wish everybody knew, maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'm just in the dark on it, but the Homestead deal. I asked you about that, and like I had no clue what it was. So can you explain and like what is it about? If you're buying a home, this is probably important, and I didn't know that. Can you explain that?
Sure, absolutely. So in Florida, you have something that's called the Homestead Exemption. So if it's your primary residence, the county will actually give you a kind of a credit towards your taxes so that you don't have to pay it on the full value of the home. So you want to make sure that you go to your local government office and go ahead and make sure that you apply for your homestead exemption. Because if you don't do it before, I believe it's March 1st of the year, you have to wait until the following year in order to get that exemption to go on there. So it's $55,000, and then you have additional exemptions if someone is blind or if they're disabled or things like that. So you want to sit down with them and let them know what your situation is to make sure that you can get the maximum exemption that you can get for your home purchase. A lot of people don't realize that.
I know. Yeah. Like I always knew about exemption, 50, 55 grand. I always knew that, but I never knew about the disabled part at all, ever. So is that if you're a homeowner or if you have that disability as a homeowner or someone else in your home has that disability? I'm just curious.
So if you are a disabled veteran, I think it's 10% disability or more, you qualify for an additional $5,000 of exemption. And then you also have, if someone is a widow, they get another $500, or if someone has another form of disability, not military, it's another $500. So there are additional exemptions just depending on what your situation is.
So do you like if you're selling a home, right, and you're doing the whole deal, and you're when is this thing brought up? Like, is it clear to close? Boom. Do you give them this information like in a packet, or is this something that you kind of show them? Hey, you should probably do this, or da da da. How does that work? Is that something you do?
Shout out to my title company. I use Capital Title Solutions. They're very amazing at what they do. Jim Ivers is the main person that I usually use from there. When he does his closings, I mean, I try and inform my clients as much as possible, but when he's doing his closings, he goes through every single line item and he will make sure that he brings that up as well. Also, your title insurance, he'll explain that to you. If you sell the home within a few years, you can get a credit back on that. I've done a lot of closings, and there are a lot of really great closers, and there are some that just kind of just go through it and say, here, sign here, and then you're done. But he's just super, he gives you all the information that you need. And then I always tell my clients that, you know, just because I sold the home doesn't mean that you don't have to reach out to me again. I have people ask me questions constantly. Oh, this tax bill came in. What does this mean, or whatever? So I try and keep the constant contact with them and let them know that if they have questions after the sale, that they can feel free to reach out to me as well.
Yeah, it's super confusing sometimes. Listen, I don't know if I'm just not a real life adult, or if like I have a lot growing up to do, but like I just bought a home 2 years ago. Like you know, and I had no clue about any of this. It's like a whole nother level of adulting that you have to go through in order to get to this level, you know. And it's confusing sometimes. Just like, you know what, another thing is confusing? Health insurance. Okay, that's another thing. We need to get somebody on here.
I have a license in health insurance too.
How do you go through the confusing stuff, Jenny? Why?
Because I like to educate people and explain it to them so that they can get it, you know, in layman's terms. But no, as far as that type of stuff goes, like what is your issue with your home insurance, your regular insurance?
I didn't know where to go, what to do. They're like, oh, you have to do Homestead. I'm like, what is that? And what do you do with it? And I had no clue, you know, what navigating it. It's with a tax collector.
Justin, you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. There's a lot of people just don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. At the end of the day, that's why it's important, not to plug Jenny, but it's important to hire a great realtor. Like it's so important because they got to give you this path and these little, okay, here's the bread trail. You must do this in order to do this, in order to do this, in order to do this. And then it's a smooth, transition. So it's so important to hire the right person. And anything in life, right? But especially with real estate, because there's just some stuff I don't even want to read the verbiage. And I was in real estate. I was like, what is, nope. Sign here at the end. That was my part of real estate. Sign here. We're good. But no one tells you about all of this stuff, right? All of this print, which is insane. But we also, to me, we went back a little bit, back to 2008. Remember when everyone was just, and I told you these were my order taking years, right, Jen? I usually make fun of myself as in real estate because I was just like, next person line, next person line, next. And I feel like we went back there a little bit. People didn't care. The interest rate went so low and we became so spoiled. People were like, wait a minute, I could finally afford that house. They didn't care about all of that print. And that's how people get taken advantage of, because all they were fixated on was that damn house that they wanted. And they forgot all the small print. And that's how you get screwed. Big time.
I think it's important for us to also educate our kids. This isn't something that we are taught in school. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff like writing a check or having a credit card or things like that. Your interest rates, your credit card interest rates, your credit scores, all of those things are super important for you to show your kids now. And especially for people that are thinking about purchasing a house. And if you're a business owner, please, I know it's one of the most amazing things that we have as business owners is that we can put our expenses and show like at the end of the year that we made $4.80. But at the end of the day, if you want to qualify for a loan, you need to make more on paper than what you're showing, because if not, you will not get a loan.
That's the disadvantages and the advantage of owning your business. You're screwing yourself.
Yes, 100%.
It's really simple. Get a payroll company, pay yourself X amount of dollars, and move on. And I know a lot of business owners like, oh, but like you said $4. I started laughing right quick because they're like, oh, I didn't make any money. And you also screwed yourself because you can't buy a car and you can't buy a house either.
And you can't do anything with that. So you really have to have an equal, like a balance. Get a really great CPA that will explain how much you should have, how much you should take out, so that you're not really, killing yourself at April 15th, paying ridiculous amount of taxes. But you also show that you can get a credit card, you can get a car, you can get a home. And for business owners, you need to, with certain lenders, have over a year or two of prior history, depending on which lender you use. And you have to make sure that you're showing that you're making consistent income. So that's one of the biggest things that I want to really instill in people, is to show what you're making each year so that you can actually qualify for a loan, because you're really shooting yourself in the foot if you don't.
And there's people out there that are right now saying, well, that's not true too, because you could also do stated income, and you can, as a business owner, you have stated incomes. But I will tell you, you have to jump through 10 times more hoops and show your past activity, show all your accounts. I mean, years and years and years of your statements. So I hope your ducks are in a row and you have that ready to go. And a lot of business owners don't do that. Listen, I learned a lot of things over the past 4 or 5 years of what not to do in business as well. And it's really good. I owned you guys know, obviously I owned a contracting company. I was a partner in one. And at the same time, the hype was cool, right? Like, that's my job. Marketing, hype, sell, we're the best. Yay. But if your back end isn't good, then you're going to run your company into the ground. And I was there with a huge disconnect with office staff, and this one doing this wrong, or that one doing that wrong, or someone else. And if you're doing it wrong, it will show, and it will hurt you in the long run. So it's cool. Like I said, the marketing aspect, always great part of it, but the back end of business, man, if you don't have that and your ducks in a row, you are screwed. So get your ducks in a row.
Super important. Like, I actually have, I created it so I have my own business entity, and then each month I get paid by my own business entity. So I'm actually a W-2 employee. So that's actually so much more helpful whenever you want to do anything. But that's a whole nother. We need to get a tax guy on here.
Right? No, I'm a W-2 employee. Like, I go through a third company, like a leasing company. Yeah. None of us at here are Final Touch employees. We're literally, I lease myself from another company because
you go through staff leasing.
Yes, and because I went through that, and like. Yeah, I do a little bit, and then I do a member. If you're a business owner, you can do a members draw. You know what I mean? It's
and a lot of protection in that. There's a lot of protection. And you're protecting yourself, and you're protecting your employees, and protecting your brand by doing that as well. A lot of people need to look into that. So if you want to look into staff leasing, if you have any questions, literally, you type in staff leasing. I think it's in Holiday is the main office, and you can ask them there directly. So yeah, I was in a company that did that, and it was a lot of protection.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of protection. And I was going to take myself off of leasing because I was like, oh, I'm going to save, money and da. And my accountant's like, no, don't do that. Because then if you are not on their payroll, then you are subject to an audit, more likely for an audit. Now that nobody's under Final Touch, I'm technically not even an employee of Final Touch. So. Yeah. It works, but we always want to save money as a business owner, man. Cutting costs and figuring it out.
Sometimes it ends up biting you in the butt.
Exactly.
So, someone made a comment the other day in the hub was asking about, like, so I need someone to work at my house because of workman's comp or someone cheap or handyman type thing. And I'm like, if these people don't have the proper insurances, if they don't have the proper paperwork or workman's comp exempt, and if you allow these people into your home, you are making a very, very big mistake. It could be a grave mistake, because at the end of the day, if someone gets hurt, gets killed on your property, they're not insured, they don't have the proper paperwork, all of that stuff, the homeowner's screwed as well. That's something else that people need to realize. Like, if you hire a company, make sure you see their workman's comp, you see their paperwork. I gotta give James a shout out, because yesterday he showed his folders again. And if you're a business owner, you should have a folder ready to go where you go to your house. I don't care what service you're in. If you're in the home service industry, you show up to that customer's house, you open that presentation, there's your workman's comp, there's your insurance, there's all your information, there's your mission statement, blah, 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 and then you hand that over. That should be every business owner, especially in home services, should have that. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because that was one of the comments that somebody made the other day, as far as the price differences between the same type of of service that they're providing. And one of my comments is, I mean, we have a lot of people in here that we can recommend and that we refer all the time. But whenever it comes to something that I'm doing, or even if I'm doing helping a client out, I always get 3 quotes. I always see what type of customer service that company has. I always make sure that they are active with their licenses and all that. When you have somebody coming into your home, you want to make sure that they have all of their ducks in a row, because if God forbid something happens, it's on you. So that's one of the really important things as far as being a homeowner. When you want something done, you got to make sure that you're getting at least 3 quotes or more to make sure that, you know, you have somebody reputable inside of your home.
Yeah. Shout out to James too, man. That is a sexy folder. I don't give a crap, bro. Like I was thoroughly impressed by that. The pages, everything. It just looks like I would buy
it. and the photos from Jackie, JJ. and those photos as well, which he used, which was a beautiful collaboration effort. You know, you taking the photos, giving permission to utilize them in his marketing. So once again, it did a great presentation. Yep.
Hey, shout out to I think it's Brandon Patterson, man. Smash them like buttons, man. Smash those likes, smash those hearts. Like, the algorithms will like us, will love us. You know.
You know what, Justin? Why don't you talk about that really quick? We're all here, right? We know Jen's awesome in real estate. We know you're awesome at what you do. I'm great at what I do. But at the end of the day, the hub is also created to help other people, right? Helping unify business and helping people and pointing them in the right direction, showing them where we failed in life as well as succeeded, right? And I'm going to say this right now. This is why I want to segue this for you to talk about this. People will look at your stuff, and for some reason, we'll use my beard brush as an example. We'll say this is the phone. For some reason, you look at it and you're like, I'm not going to push that like button because I don't want them to see that I like their stuff, or I know I'm looking at their stuff. Ooh, is it really that hard? Is it that hard to push that button? Is it really that hard?
It really is. It's a force, man. Like,
it connects everybody in such a way where the algorithm picks up on that. You see who's looking at your stuff, and then you connect more with people, and people are like, why are we left out? How come we're not a part of the thing? Because I can't see that you're a part of the thing, and we can't connect with you. So it's okay. As a matter of fact, push the love button. We love you. Connect with us, man.
I'm gonna call you out right now because I don't even know when was the last time that you liked any of my posts, boy.
Oh crap! I will say this.
Hit a share.
In defense, Jen, you're right, because at the same time, and I apologize, we all need to have a better part in doing that, because I think that we're all connected so much on different levels. And the truth is, like, we don't just talk to each other here, right? And me and Justin talk here. We talk on the phone. We're friends, right? We talk there. So like I think we connect a lot there, and then we become complacent. And we forget that you don't forget where this all started. Like, this started here in COVID and helping each other out. And you're right. So thank you for calling me out publicly. I'm a loser. I'm leaving.
We really just want
really, it is a quick, just a like, a share, or whatever. I mean, and we're all not on social media all the time. I know I can't be. But if you're taking a few minutes and you're scrolling, I mean, how hard is it for you to hit a share? You know, like.
Yeah, I challenge everybody. I challenge everybody today to share someone else's advertising, share their post. Hey, don't hit just like. Go one step further. Hit that love button. You know what I mean? Put some love on that thing. You know, like, it just takes a little bit much. Like, I listen, we all get complacent. We all are getting that ridiculous scrolling. You know, we can scroll past, like, oh, that's cool. Foom. We all get envious or jealous or whatever. Who knows what kind of emotions, man. We're not out there at the same time, but thank God for that. But why, like, just take 2 seconds and share somebody's stuff today. Just do it. Do it. I don't care who it is. It's somebody you don't even know. Do it. Do it. It's important, man. Listen, I get stuck too. Like Jenny, I get to these things and I'm like, oh, look, boom. And I share it and I share it and I share it. And then I'll stop for like a month and then I'll share again. And then I have to train myself to get back into that groove of things to where I'm sharing people's stuff, because that's how people see it. People won't see anything if nobody's sharing it, nobody's liking it. The algorithm sees the likes, sees the love, sees the reaction, sees
Right.
the comment. Throw a comment. Like, go ahead. Go
It's honestly this little bit much more effort to make your stuff go 10 times further than it really should. And that's what it's about too. That's why I really hone in and I say, find your fantastic 50. And come on, Jen. I mean, we call each other all the time. Let's be honest. Like we say the fantastic 50, you know, I love the group of people that I get to work with on a daily basis. Do I break bread with those people on a daily basis? Absolutely 100% not. I mean, for goodness sakes, I consider both of you guys great friends. Do we sit down and have lunch all the time? No, we're busy. We're working. Life gets in the way, families, kids, this, that, and the other. But it's honestly, this is the way to connect. Today's world, this is it. And I will tell you this, and Ryan Owens, I got to give him a shout out, new up and comer, and I expect big things from him. He said it the other day and basically just reiterated what I've been saying for a very, very long time. What if your social media platform disappeared today? What would you do and how would you connect with people? At the end of the day, guess what? What we're doing right now, Mr. McPadden, is what? Video content. And I don't care what platform you're on, this is the way that you are always going to wind up connecting with people. Face-to-face, real relationships. It's this, yes, there's chambers and BNIs and this, that, and the other, which are all fantastic. And it's shaking hands, kissing babies and doing that. But you have to connect outside of your group. You just can't be in that one group all the time. You have to connect with everyone. And a great example of that, as of recently, who you guys been seeing everywhere is who? Radiant Technology Solutions. Ron. He's everywhere. He's in every group. He's in every not every BNI, but he's in a specific BNI. And it's okay to spread the love. You don't have to be like, oh, this is our group, and we're only going to talk to these people. You're going to talk to everybody. Just connect with everybody, but only promote the people that what, guys? Trust, believe in, right? Connect with. To know that they're going to go to bat for you, going to go to work, going to work with you, work for you. Tyler Hardigan, you guys know I love Tyler very much. We connected in a ways it became like a little brother to me. And he, at a young age, that's why what I bring him up for is this: a young age. He's a younger guy. Let's just be honest. That young generation, if you can figure that out now, I promise you're going to go 10 times further. It wasn't until I was in my 30s where I realized like you had to network in a certain way. It's okay to go out and ask for help. It's okay to go out there and say, listen, I'm vulnerable. These are the issues I'm having in business. How can I fix them? It's okay to do that. No one's friggin' perfect and you're always learning, right?
Yeah. Jenny, so listen, we know there's 1 million realtors on the market and probably another one. As many people are coming to Florida daily, I'm sure there's realtors getting their license. So, video content, we're talking about being, all this stuff. What has worked for you? Like, dude, you have commercials on, was that emo mowers? Emo? Is that what it is?
Ego, bro.
Ego, emo, whatever. I don't know.
This is funny. Well, it's funny because I some of you guys know that when I lived originally in New York, I ended up getting an agent because my parents thought I could go into commercials and do all that kind of stuff. And I was so bad at it that they threw me out of the rooms one of those days, and I never went back to audition ever again. So I was super shy when I was younger. And then as I got older, that whole shyness thing kind of goes by the wayside. And then, of course, Reagan was like, you need to start making video content, which was last couple of years. So I just revisited the what is it? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. When you're, like, maybe I should go back into, see what happens if I do some auditions. So I've done some voiceover stuff. I got taken for the Ego lawnmower for Lowe's. So I did that one. They actually called me back for a Tupperware one that I'm doing this week. There was one for Walmart that I'm going to be putting my audition in there for. So the video content thing, I got so comfortable with it that I was like, hey, why not? Let's see what happens with this whole thing. So I actually signed up with a talent agency in Tampa. And so I'm doing some stuff here on the side as well. But yeah, so I mean, video content is so important. I know Reagan says it all the time. He's been saying it forever. And one of those funny things where you say, oh, people aren't liking your stuff or loving it or sharing it or whatever. The funny thing is when you post a video, you can see how many people have seen it but haven't liked it. You got like 2 likes, but you got like 88 views or something, or
Right.
something like that. So people are watching, regardless of whether they're actually engaging or liking or whatever, they are watching. So you want to make sure that you're constantly putting some content out there.
People are always watching. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
And I think it's important to convey the fact that you're also a resource for people. Not always do you have to do business with that person or sell that person that home in order for them to refer you or like you or feel like you have some kind of knowledge that you can share. Just trust. Just so if you're able to convey that in a video message or, just like Reagan was saying, one-on-one, going to these different networking meetings and getting out there, you just want to be in front of people as much as possible. And hopefully when they think of selling something or selling their home or whatever business it is, you're the first person that comes to their mind. So be omnipresent.
I have recommended people based off of their character, not just their work, right? Like, so we have people that come and volunteer their time, whether it be the Halloween event, which we could touch on that today too, the Halloween event or Christmas event or all these things that we do for events. And I've never worked with these people per se one-on-one or utilize their services, but I see them showing up. I see them interacting with people. I see them volunteering their time. And I'll say that, like, listen, I never use that person's services, but I could sure as hell speak on their character. And I could sure see who they are as a person because I've seen them volunteer the time. I've seen them work with children. I've seen how they are with children. That, to me, that's a big deal. How you are with a child, or the way you converse, or the way you lead someone a certain direction is a big deal to me. So when I see that person, I'm like, you know what? And Ron Smith says this all the time. I haven't used their services, but I've seen this person do this and that. And I hear they're great as well. And you might get a recommendation off of that. You might get a job off of that. So that's why I encourage people, you got to put in your time as well. You got to volunteer your time and you got to show up. These 2 people, the Brady Bunch thing we got going here, I got Justin and I'm telling you right now, they show up. The Halloween event, Justin McPadden is on stilts for how many hours upon hours in a It costume showing up, and he's not getting paid for that. Jen, you're running around like a madman, orchestrating, all of this. You're taking, I throw crap out there and you guys are like, all right, now we got to figure that out and what he wanted. And then you orchestrate
2 days.
Right. And you orchestrate all that. That's what you do. You guys you're orchestrators of that. And when I see all those people, I am going to shout your name from the rooftops once again, because you're there. You're omnipresent. You're consistent. You're showing up. You're being a part of our community. That's what this is really, really about.
You know what? I want to say something about them stilts. Listen. Those things kill me. Like, listen, after I get done with those, man, my feet are numb. But it's worth it. It's worth it because of the reactions, because of it's about getting it, sacrificing a little bit for the end goal. What's the end goal? To make people happy. You know what I mean? To put on a show. Like, put on a show, like video content. We're putting on a show to show people what we do, who we are authentically, the authentic you. You know what I mean? Not the one you try to put on a face and like, hey, the real scared.
He just turned into Clint Eastwood.
Hey, it's me, guys.
Dude, I want to touch on something really quick because you just said the show, right? So for everyone that doesn't know, like, Justin's orchestrating all this right now. Like, he's pushing the buttons. He's the puppeteer. Jen and I are the puppets right now, right? Like, he's doing all that. And on my screen that you guys can't see, I'm going to read this to you. This is fantastic. Dude, the timing on this is fantastic. It says, you're in the show. This is the warning I'm getting from the program that Justin's using. You're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. That is on my screen right now, offset to the right at all times. Kids, one more time, you're in a show. You're in business. This is a show. You can go on there and say, this is not the way these people are all the time. There is no way they can. Right now, this is real conversation. This is us shooting the shit. We're talking, having real conversation. And you're right, Justin. There's times where you turn on the show, and I've said it a million times. Jen, you're a perfect example. You are a spokesperson for Ego, electrical, landscaping, and power tools and all that stuff. There's a show. It's prim. It's proper. It's etiquette. And it's people want that professionalism. And okay, I just want that professional person. Who is that person? But at the same time, you have that show going on. You have to be authentic at the same time. There's so many different variables in business, in life, and so forth. But at the end of the day, it is a show, and people want to connect and hire you for what? For what? For who you really are. But doesn't mean you don't entertain them and have fun at the same time if you love doing what you do. It's a show, baby. It's a friggin' show.
You were gone on vacation, but I posted a video in our chats, our Hub Pro chat, of me doing a scripted video, and I messed up and I threw an F-bomb out and I put it in the chat. And I said, "Gosh, this is not what I would normally do, but I just want you guys to know that those videos that come out that look like they are easy and they just came so, yeah, no, there's flubs and there's bloopers." And so I posted it, and James is like, "I love it. You should post it, because that's one of the reasons why I did business with you, because I heard you curse one time and it made me feel like I could relate to you."
Did you guys see Jordan Long? Dude, listen, shout out to Jordan Long. Jordan Long is like a friggin', he's like the perfect person, right? Like the beard is perfectly, he doesn't have any freaking gray hair yet. And he's like perfectly groomed. He's got this beard and his hair, and it's Jordan Long. And he put out a video, I think yesterday, of his bloopers. And you see his prim and proper videos, like, "Hi, I'm Jordan Long," with that $1 million smile and blah, 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 right? And then yesterday he put out the blooper, and he's like, "I think I'm going to make a blooper video of this, all the times I really suck in this video." And the word "suck" for Jordan is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like
F-bomb.
when he said "suck," you know what I mean? So, because he's just that guy, doesn't swear, he's just prim and proper. But I saw the genuine, drilled, goofy, nerdy Jordan, who's also a CEO of a company, well-spoken, articulate, good family man. Like, I saw all that connection in one, and it just wasn't that perfect video.
I think people need to see that sometimes. I think people need to see, because people think, oh, they're just so good at what they do and this and that. We make mistakes and we suck sometimes, and we have to do it 14 times over, and we just do it as many times as we have to in order to put something out there. But it doesn't come as easily as you think.
Listen, here's, you know what? This is in book 2.
Oh,
God. Soundbites. Soundbites. A little shameless plug there, dude.
I see that.
And by the way, I've sold quite a few. I am shocked at how many books I've sold. Just going to put it out there. Did not expect that at all. And I'm blessed by it. But then at the end of the day, Soundbites. And why I'm saying that is you can have very, very strong video contact with simply just a few words. And people feel, and Justin, I know you love this live video because it just shows real, authentic, uncut, real life stuff. But sometimes people have to get that professional video out there. And I'm telling you, soundbite it. You can soundbite a few words, less than 2 sentences, and make it, it's a 15 to 20 second video, and it comes across as so crisp and clean just with a few sound bites. Like I did a video for my company. Literally my comment was, "I'm such and such, and I'm going to grow your business." Done. Like, it's over. My video is out there and content is out there. You think I spent hours on that? No, I went to a studio with Jordan. I said, "This is what I want. This is what we're going to put out there." Your videos can be simply 10 to 15 seconds of sound bites, some B-roll footage, some of what you do, show your employees, showcase your employees and all of that, and you can get clean content out there. So don't feel that you have to go on camera and now you have to sit there with a dissertation and articulate a very, very long time of talking when it could be 3 or 4 sentences. Am I right?
Listen, people's attention span is literally seconds. Like, literally, they just boom, boom, boom. That's why TikTok's so popular with their 15-second videos. And it's true. Like, I'm learning all this stuff. Like, I take all these little deals that we do, all these live videos, and I'm breaking them down to 15 seconds and doing TikToks and stuff. And literally, some videos get good, but the 15-second ones are the ones that get the magic.
I want a soundbite video. You did one for Marcia. You probably got one for Jen. I don't have one.
Calm down. Not all about you, Reagan.
I don't have one. Why don't I have one, man? I'm just kidding.
I'm going to do one for everyone. Everyone that comes on here, you get a TikTok, courtesy of
Mickey P. Mickey P.
Courtesy of the hub, because right now it's in the hub.
It's exhausting though. Like, all the different modes, like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat. It's like, I'm tired.
I'm tired too.
Guys, it's exhausting. Listen, it's exhausting. I've said this a million times. I know you guys see me speak. I'm sure you're tired of my speeches in front of people, but it's exhausting, but a necessity.
It is.
And if you disappear, people will recognize. I told you before, I've seen people, like, if someone goes on vacation, I recognize if they're not present anymore, or something happens, or someone gets sick, family matters or whatever. I recognize when they're not present. And when you're omnipresent and you keep putting stuff out there, people are going to watch you. And I will say this, I'm going to touch on this because I know we have 10 minutes, but I will say this. Always leave a meeting or leave a video where people are curious to what you're doing next. Because if you're putting out that content where it's like, okay, it's just here's the same old bullshit and this and that, if the stay tuned, or hey, we're going to do this next, or something different's coming, I will tell you that's a big part of my success, especially in the past 2 years, is because what is that dude doing next? What is Jen Verge doing next? What is McPadden doing next? That is a huge nugget you need to take out of today. Get to a point to where you can put your content out there, whatever you're doing in business. What is that person doing next to connect to people, to bring people in, to draw them in? Is it a tactic? 100%. Let's be real. Let's be real. That this is business. We're talking about business. What I really love the fact is that we're on the hub talking to business owners, but we're also talking to our potential clients. Mm-hmm. That is, it's not normal. I talk to people in networking groups. They're like, dude, you're showcasing and promoting the stuff you do to promote your business, and you're showing what you're doing to the public. That's not normal. And that's why I love what we're doing, because it's not normal. No. And people aren't stupid. If you don't recognize what the F we're doing, I mean, come on, man. Why do business owners or the Fortune 500 companies underestimate the public all the time? I don't underestimate anybody. Never underestimate anybody. We are a bright intellectual species. We figure shit out. Just saying.
All right. So and be consistent too. Be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are out of time. Trying to find something positive in the Facebook land. I have one thing that I found. Well, I didn't find. So everybody knows I run the Hope Shot, and I have somebody that we have messages all the time, man. Like literally, we get messages all the time. But I want to highlight, this one message because it's the work we do that it's untold. That's not. Nobody knows about it. I have a message from somebody. I'm not going to put the name out there. It's just a message. It's just the words from somebody. And this is what we do. We go live in the Hope Shot to share about recovery, to help people. We're about helping people, so let me share it real quick. And then first, we got this little mix right here. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes.
That's it. That's all I got. Where'd it go? Dang it. Hold up. Let me
I still like the intro of the good vibes. That was cool.
I do too.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Share. All right. So like I said, I'm not putting names out there, but this is just somebody messaged me, said, hey, bro, I just wanted to say I'm glad someone pointed me to your organization. Friday, I make 3 months sober. And although I have a story, it's not really what's important. What is important is that there are people like yourself, Caesar, Nate, and the rest of the bunch crushing sobriety and doing it with a smile. Mm-hmm. I finished a 2.5 month IOP and have never felt so clear-minded. Thank you to you and the group for all the words of encouragement and hope and strength.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. So that is some good vibes, man. That I just love what I do. Literally, I love what I do. And
can I give you a shout out if you don't mind, please? Justin and I, we've become friends. Justin and I have had conversations together. We've been on a bunch of podcasts together and so forth. And Justin would say there was a time that he and I would have never have spoken. And that is the truth. He was in one world where I was in another. And there's probably a time we never would have collaborated or spoken at all. And all I see from Justin and his group is growth upon growth upon growth, doing things the right way, doing things with transparency, and calling to attention the shortcomings in life and how they've dealt with them. Dude, your organization, listen, I'm not listen, I might not be an addict in a sense of, but we're all addicts in certain kind of sense, right? I might be addicted to something else, right? And that's the truth. We've had that discussion before. That's for another time. That's for another time. But I will say this. What I like to see is your consistency, the word that you just brought up, and you have not stopped. Everything that you said that you're going to do, you have implemented. And that, my friend, deserves a round of applause, because all you do is implement what you say you're going to do. And you're like, Reagan, what's the next, and you continue to do it. And what you have done with your organization, and compared to other, and I remember, I'm the old man, I'm the grandpa. I've seen organizations in this area for a very, very long time. You just do things differently. You're drawing people in for the right reasons. And that's why people are drawn to you, dude, because you're just doing things in such a positive manner, dude. So just my hat's off to you, bro. My hat's off to you.
People's lives, brother.
And listen, and if you're a business owner and you want to get involved, we have a recovery walk coming up on September 5th. We're going to be food trucks. It's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. I'm going to throw up the sponsorship form. We're looking for sponsors for banners, for walk signs, for there's all kinds of things that you can sponsor, gift baskets. If you can't do a lot, do a little, throw in a gift basket, whatever it takes. If we can get everybody involved with the sponsorship, man, it's for a good cause to help the prevention. It helps our county. It helps our community all the way around. It's great. I'll put that in the hub.
And
where's it going to be?
30 seconds. And Jen, if you want to jump on this 30 seconds, all right, here we go. Huboween is coming, guys. Huboween. It's almost the bird month. Someone posted the other day, the bird month, September, October, November, the bird months are coming, all right? So Huboween 2022, Starkey Park. It's all over again. They gave us permission. We are doing Huboween. It's the drive-through. It's the scare event. We need volunteers. We need business sponsors, brand ambassadors to sponsor lots. This is your opportunity. Everyone's like, what do I need to do to become a part of something or become a part of that event? Here is your shot. This is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. It is coming back. Huboween 2022. Verge, what are the dates?
It's going to be October. I want to say it's 28th, 29th.
28th and 29th. I already knew them. I just wanted her to say them. It's the 28th and 29th. 28th and 29th. I did see. I know my stuff. I just say I don't sometimes.
For once. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding. 28th and 29th of October, guys. It's coming. This is your opportunity if you're a business owner to be a part of something huge. We're bringing back the DeLorean. Batman of Spring Hill's coming back. We're bringing Ghostbusters. It's Stranger Things.
Are we going to say the themes? Or
Stranger Things. Not yet.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the theme. I like it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
No, we're actually going to be bringing out some links and stuff within the next couple of weeks or so, so that businesses can start registering and sponsors can start. But we want to make it bigger and better than we have in the past 2 years. So we need everybody's help. We need all hands on deck.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for coming on this morning and talking about real estate world. And thanks, Reagan, for coming on without coffee.
Thank you for letting me be a co-host with you, Justin.
It's an honor. So,
yeah.
Hey, you guys, have a good week. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. See ya.
Bye.